Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Ironhack and Final Presentations. My partner and I are excited to present our app, Merry and Bright. I'm Rachel.
I'm Rustam.
So before we get into the details of our app, we want to tell you a little bit about ourselves and where the idea for the app came from. So I'm from a family of 6. I grew up in Owensboro, Kentucky, and my family's favorite time of year has always been Christmas. We have tons of different family traditions that we do every year. My favorite has always been driving around looking at Christmas lights. While it's always been such a great experience, I couldn't help but think that this could be more efficient, that we could spend less time in the car. How great would it be to be able to know exactly where you're going, drive there, see the lights, and then go home? Hence came the idea for the app.
As I mentioned before, my name is Rustam. In Russia, where I grew up, Christmas and our traditions are quite different than what Rachel just described. In fact, our Christmas is on January 7th. So when Rachel approached with her idea, it seemed interesting to me to learn something new about another culture and at the same time apply skills which I learned at Ironhack. Additionally, I really wanted to use Google Maps API for my project, and her idea seemed to me the perfect project to use that on.
So we had the idea. The next question was, why would someone use this app? Well, I mentioned that it's a more efficient way to view Christmas lights, but also think of it from a parent's perspective. Think if you have a lot of little kids. The less time you can cut down of unnecessary car time and just drive directly there and get to the point and show your children what you want them to see, the better. Additionally, you can also help others enjoy the holiday season because you can tag properties and leave reviews and encourage others to experience great properties that you've seen.
All right, challenges that we have. First one was challenge with the GitHub. We didn't know how to do a team collaboration, so we spent an entire afternoon learning and understanding ways to collaborate, and finally we've decided to use merged collaboration. And for anyone in the room who's not familiar with the GitHub, it's a platform developers use to collaborate on code. And so the second challenge was how to display Google Map on the front end. So we found the right NPM package which had all functions that we needed so we can display that map. After that, we got into the troubles how to actually display location markers which are going to represent our data from our database. After days of research, we finally found a solution and succeeded on that.
So there are many add-ons that we would like to continue developing in the future. You can read the full list on our GitHub in the README file, but just to give you a general sense, we want to make it more interactive between our users, and we definitely want to eventually link our app with all popular social media platforms so our users can share their experience with the world. Okay, so on to the demo. Our app consists of 3 models: the user model, the property model, and the reviews. So let's check it out. So whenever you're brought to the homepage, you initially see a description of the app and how it works. So let's sign up a user. For our test user, we decided to choose my younger sister, Caitlin. We thought she would really be the ideal user for this app because she has 2 small children. One's 3 years old, one's 3 months old. So being efficient with her time, cutting down on the amount of time that you're in the car is very important to her. And if she could figure out a way to bypass driving around to neighborhoods that didn't have many lights, even better. As you'll see on our sign-up form, the great thing about using Google Maps API, it doesn't look like your typical form where you have street address line 1, line 2, city, state, zip. All the user has to do is input their address with the city, and Google Maps will take care of the rest and generate that on the back end. Perfect. Yes, that's correct. So we'll upload our photo, and we'll head into the app. So you come to the property feed page. So on this page, you see all properties that have been tagged within the app throughout the United States. So we have properties from New York, Miami, St. Louis, Kentucky. For purposes of this demonstration, we want to only look at the properties near where my sister lives. So we go ahead and filter that out. Great, so we have only Kentucky properties here. So let's start planning her route. So if we take a look, we see an amazing house right here with great pictures. It looks beautiful. Let's check out the details and see if we should look into it. So in every property detail page, it lists out the features this property has, It gives the average rating, and then it also gives user reviews. This property has an average rating of 5 out of 5, so seems pretty good. And it looks like, from all the reviews, it looks like a place we would definitely want to check out, so we'll put that on the list. Let's check out more properties. Perfect. So I've actually seen this house. This is my sister's neighbor, and they do amazing lights every year. Because my sister's neighborhood is kind of off the beaten path, so to speak, they don't get a lot of viewers. So let's write a review for this property and try and encourage viewers to stop by and see it. So we click yes, we have seen this property. We head to our profile, and then we can add a review. So we'll just put that great experience, and we'll give them a 4. Awesome. But on second thought, I actually don't think a 4 would do it justice, so let's go back and give them a 5 and really encourage our users to see this property. Perfect. So we'll just go back and edit, change it from 4 to a 5, and submit. The next step that I want to do is I want to actually create my sister's property in the app, because as I mentioned, not many people stop by the neighborhood because it's out of the way. So let's try and gain her some exposure. Her and her husband work very hard on their lights every year. So let's add her property, 4238 Edgewood Court. And again, it's the same as I mentioned with the Google Maps from the beginning form. We only have to ask our user to put in the address in the city, and the API will take care of the rest on the back end. We'll upload a picture very quickly. Perfect. And there we go. And you can scroll down and see now my sister's home is on the map, and hopefully that will encourage people to stop by and see it and give it reviews. So the last thing we want to take a look at are the properties that are near my sister's home but on the map view. So this will give you a good idea of, wow, it looks like there are quite a few properties in her area that have been tagged with great lights. You zoom out and you can kind of see again what's in their surrounding area. So let's take a look at this property. It seems like the really cool house, that we were contemplating going to that was a little out of the way. And so it is. So we'll definitely keep this on the list for my sister to check out. So now that we have mapped out my sister's route to take her kids to view the Christmas lights, she's pretty much guaranteed to have a much more enjoyable experience, much more efficient, and a lot less time in the car, so the family can just enjoy being together and seeing lights.